Yetur, David Newton with ESPN.com. I'll kick it off for you. So tell me about how you train for this hot dog eating contest, and how many dogs have you eaten in 2 minutes?
I didn't do much training other than me and Derek looking up YouTube videos of the Nathan's National Hot Dog Eating Contest and stuff like that. But just went out there and I knew Coach Rule was big on competing and stuff, so there's no way I was really going to get out of it. Just went out there and competed. Ate nine hot dogs in the 3 minutes, and I don't anticipate eating any hot dogs anytime soon. So.
Hey, Yetur, Will Kunkel here, Fox 46, man. Good to see you again. Have you talked to any of your buddies at Penn State, or what's your advice to those guys right now as they go through a lot of uncertainty right now in the college game?
Yeah, I talk to those guys, pretty often. Some of my best friends there. So, really, I don't have any kind of advice, dealing with their situation. I don't really know any more about it than probably, they do, which is, uncertain. So, just to continue to work and continue, hope for the best, and hopefully they have a season.
How would you summarize your first, full week in the NFL training camp? I'm sure it's been a blur, and it's not exactly what you expected for obvious reasons.
Yeah. It's been, different from what I expected, but I think everyone, made the most out of it. And, getting around, all these vets and these people, with these competitive energy, I think it's better for everyone. And, it's going to make everybody a better player, a better coach, and so on and so forth. So it's been nice to get back into this, football environment.
And one final one, Matt Rule said that KK is a big-time leader for you guys on the defensive line. Is there anything that you've learned from him specifically that you just never even thought of this early in the game?
I feel like, KK is someone who really leads by example. And that's kind of like what I took from him so far, just learning how to practice, like a veteran, and the details that he approaches practice with, and that he even carries in just even through a walkthrough. So just trying to pick his brain.
Yetur, this is Miles Simmons from Panthers.com. Just wondering, what do you feel like is going to be the biggest challenge for you in terms of just getting ready to play week one, since you've had limited practice time and you're not going to have any preseason games?
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you that well. What did you say?
Sorry, man. Just what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge for you in terms of just getting ready to play week one, since you're not going to have preseason games and it's limited practice time?
I'm not too sure. I feel like, I'm just really concerned right now with, taking to each and every day to try to improve on something. And I'm sure that these coaches and, my teammates and myself are all going to have me ready when it's time to go.
Yetur, hey, it's Josh Klein from the Riot Report. Coach Snow and I think Coach Rule, right after you got drafted, said that they thought you could really get bigger before you got into the NFL. Did you put on any weight during the preseason or during the off season? And how much do you think that additional weight will help you at the next level?
Right now I'm weighing about 266, which is, exactly the same way I weighed at the combine. So, obviously I think on my frame I got some more space to fill out. And that's only, going to make me that much stronger. So.
Yetur, Josh Graham, Sports Up Triad. How much have you been thinking about your friends at Penn State, your former teammates, with everything happening over the weekend?
I've been thinking about them a lot. I hope, the best for them. I know those guys, they're grinding relentlessly. I know the type of people they are and how they work up there. So, I pray for them that they have a season and, it goes well for them.
Dick Cox with Cox Sports Broadcasting. Breaking news is the Big Ten has voted not to have sports just now, fall sports. What concerns do you have going into your season?
As of right now, that's the Big Ten, and hopefully, the NFL doesn't follow the same suit. But it's kind of heartbreaking for those guys. I know they really wanted to play.
Can you speak on the position that NFL players are in compared to college athletes when it comes to figuring out whether or not we're going to have a season. I'm JB Rich with Spectrum News, by the way. My apologies on that. I just wanted to piggyback off that question, the position you guys are in compared to college athletes.
Honestly, I feel like I really can't speak from a college athlete perspective. A lot of times when I talk to my buddies and stuff, we don't, a lot of times they don't like to talk about football. So, I knew that there were a lot of uncertainty about certain things, but, here we're planning on playing the season and getting ready for that week 1 and still trying to get better. So that's what the focus is.
Hey, Yetur, I was wondering, this is Elena Getzenberg with the Charlotte Observer. I was kind of wondering, we talked to you after the draft, but what were your last few months like, kind of outside of the virtual meetings? How'd you stay in shape, and what was it like for you?
I was pretty busy. I've been in Charlotte for a while, working out up here. So every day after the meetings, I usually go work out, or before the meetings. And then when everything was finished, my day was pretty much over. So I haven't really been up to much besides working.
Did you meet up with any Panthers or other players while you were in Charlotte?
Yeah, myself, Derek Brown, some of the other rookies, we hooked up and, try to go over plays and stuff on our own, work out together and stuff like that. So it's been nice.
To that point, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Go.
Hey, Yetur, being to that point, being one of 7 guys that were drafted, coming in as draft picks, how much does that help, having all those guys coming in together, kind of being on the same page and being able to learn together? How has that helped you?
Yeah, I think especially in my position, having, 2 other people drafted in the same position room. So we're able to go through a lot of the same similar situations and bounce just ideas off each other. And then having time that, we were here before camp even started. I think that just helps so much more because we had each other to push. So.
Yetur, my name's Joe Person with The Athletic, and was going to ask you too, what you thought about college football players talking about unionizing and just kind of becoming a little more, sort of consolidated and having more of a voice.
I'm sorry. I'm not really understanding the question.
There's been a lot of talk with COVID especially, but also in terms of player likenesses and getting compensated at the college level about even maybe having a players union type deal at the college level. Wondered if you'd be in favor of that and just kind of your thoughts on
that. Communication is important. I don't really know too much about what's been going on in college right now. I've been kind of focused on, trying to make myself better for this team. So right now, that's where my head's at.
Yetur, Jason Huber, WFNZ. How much have you been able to, or what type of similarities have you been able to see with Brian Burns, and how do you think you two can be 2 guys on the defensive line that can work together in the future for the Panthers?
Me and Brian, I think 2 guys who are long and athletic. I think we play, kind of different games, but he's been someone who's been helping me out a lot. Anytime he sees me going through a drill or taking notes, he just gives me a little something to put in the back of my mind, or coach me up on a drill to make myself that much better. So he's helped me out a lot already.
Hey, Yetur, Chris, Charlotte Vibe. Just wondering, what's something that sticks out for you that you've learned so far in this process, and what has been your biggest challenge in getting up to speed on this pro level?
Something that I learned would probably just be the attention to detail that the players in the NFL have, and just how trying to pick their brains on how this game works and what they see out there, and trying to make everything as simple as possible. And as far as, a setback, obviously I think, the whole Corona, COVID slowing everything down. But other than that, I feel good about everything.
Yetur, David Newton again here from ESPN. Where do you feel like you get your competitive nature? What drives that?
My competitive nature? I don't know. I feel like I've always just, not wanted to be the one to, let anybody down, let myself down. So I feel like I always just got something to prove. And I feel like I try to carry myself that way, you know, in everything I do. And, you know, hopefully, you know, I make myself proud and everyone else around me.
Yetur Miles Simmons again. Just one of the things that people were talking about as you were coming out of the draft was your versatility and your ability to play inside and outside. Just what has, I guess, been sort of the talk about you in terms of you maybe playing inside or outside since you've been with the Panthers now?
Yeah, you know, they're mix and matching guys, you know, all over the place right now. And, you know, versatility is important. So I'm just trying to make myself, you know, available anywhere that, you know, they want me to be or need me to be. And, you know, I'm going to be willing to able to do it. So just try to go out there and, you know, take notes of not just what I'm doing, but what everybody else is doing.
Yetur, Mike Solarte with Spectrum News. What parts of Phil Snow's defensive philosophies really mesh with what you want to do? What are you liking about the defensive system that you've kind of worked through so far?
I mean, one thing I like about his defensive philosophy right now is just how big he is on effort. Because I feel like, you know, that's something that, you know, could really change the game. And the way they're coaching it and the way they're implementing to everything that we do. I think that's just only going to make us so much better. And, you know, I see myself, you know, thriving in that environment. So
we got time for one or two more with Yetur, guys.
Yetur, you talked a little bit about versatility, and Matt Rule mentioned last week that if defensive guys have any sort of offensive play in their background, he's given them a little bit of offensive skill coaching. Have you got this guy on defense that might translate to offense?
I'm sorry, you cut out there in the middle. I can hear that.
Matt Rule was saying that if anybody has played offense in their background, high school or anything, they're getting a little bit of coaching up on the side just to add to that versatility. Have you gotten any of that coaching up? And who do you think on the defense would make the best guy on offense?
Well, me personally, I played offensive tackle in high school, so I haven't got any coaching on offense. And, you know, I don't know. I guess you have to ask Matt Rule on that one. I don't think I've got a good enough look at everybody just yet.
Yetur,
last one,
obviously, you and Matt, Coach Rule, share the Penn State connection. Did you know much about him before the draft process, and did you ever have a chance to meet him through Penn State circles?
No, I actually did not. But you know, that Penn State connection is real. So we are. I'm here now. So
great, guys. Thank you so much, Yetur. I appreciate it. Guys, we'll throw you back in the weight room and bring you back in when we can. Yetur, thank you.
Thank you, Yetur.
Thank you.